See, when we use the word peak naturally, you want to go mountain climbing. That means you want to do something others cannot do, not necessary. Because the peak is not in what you're doing outside. The peak is in the it's in it somebody can do something very small with experience. Somebody can be doing big things without any sensitivity to what's happening around them. So essentially what you're looking for, just look at this as your center life right now. You become so many social entities, you may be lost in that, you may be lost in that, but actually you're alive. Most people are alive only when they are threatened with death. Till then, there's something else that becomes so many other things. No, no, no matter what work you're doing here, you're just a piece of life, isn't it? It is a fortune that certain things happen through us, which will impact many other lives, wonderful, harmful. But still, this is a life only if this life functions in its best possible way. Everything else will happen best possible way. Means what is this very clear? That you are not taking your own apartment. I mean, when you die and you not taking, but you're not taking the element, you're creating very nice apartments and you're not use the profoundness of your question. Do this well, everybody went to the university. I didn't somebody said if you have money, you can do it. Everybody ran after it. Somebody said if you get married, it'll happen. Very good. If you marry somebody, said you have children. If you have children. You must get power in the world, so people run after. That essentially what should happen. Inside, you're trying to cause from outside what should actually happen within you. You're trying to cause it from outside. Yes, it is possible. Sometimes it can be stimulated from outside, but it has to happen within. Your whole human experience comes from within you. Is that so? Your joy and misery, pain and pleasure, anything agony and ecstasy can only happen from within you. The question is only your joy, your peace, your love, your ecstasy. Is it on push start or is it on self start? I'm talking about upgrading technologies. There was a time in 1950s or 1950s. If you bought a car, you needed two people to help you in the morning because that's a push start. If you got to start, if you got one in the early 60s, it's a crank. Upgradation things which are most vital to you, the profoundness of your experience, the pleasantness of your experience here. But right now, it's all in push start. You have to be happy. How many people we have to fix in this world? If you have to be, we have to be peaceful. We have to fix the entire world. So, hmm. Never before another generation of people have enjoyed these kind of conveniences and comforts as you and me are enjoying right now, isn't it? So never before. But can we say with all these comforts we are the most joyful generation? I'm not sure. I'm not saying we are more miserable, but definitely we are not the most joyful. Are we peaceful? No. Are we loving? No. So our experience of life is still like how the caveman's experience was same anxiety. That guy was worried. Where's my food? Where is my next apartment? Endlessly, you think it's different. It's not different. It's rudimentary. Isn't it? Hello, the idea of organizing our survival process the way we have organized is we need not be concerned about it, isn't it so? Hello, you open the tap, water comes. Don't think it's small. It's a small thing just 100 years ago. Water means you have to go to the river with a pot on your head. So today, all this convenience that we did. Why? Because we don't have to concern ourselves with daily survival. Everything is organized now. We believed if all these things are organized, we sit here blissed out. Or that's not happened. It's not happened simply because we have not taken charge of the peak of human. It does not mean you climb out the mountain. Didn't know somebody went up there and took a photograph with my picture in his hand, so I believe I've been there more sensible too because this guy who went there took a picture with my picture in his hands, guru of 12 people that we started out. Only two of us made it to the top, and I took the picture and I came down. We were there just about 40 seconds right on the top because winds were picking up speed. We had to come down. Only 40 seconds. I looked around and I couldn't see a thing, and I came down now. I'm wondering why did I do it? Because you wanted to know the peak of suffering. It's not a simple physical challenge. Climbing Everest is not a simple physical challenge. I'm not saying you should not climb. I'm saying you should a palace and be depressed like they're at the pit of their life, isn't it? So, hello. So similarly, if that is possible, you can sit on the street and be on the peak. You're paying too much attention to everything around you. Around you. Essentially, determined by how you carry this one. Yes or no, this moment. What kind of clothes you're wearing? Kind of car you parked outside. What kind of home you live in does not determine the quality of your life. This moment, how joyful do you feel is that? Isn't it nothing has been done about it? You think it will happen in consequence. And you're setting impossible goals for your happy. My wife should be like this. My husband should be like that. My children should be like that. It is the world should be like this. The world should become some other way. Well, these are impossible conditions setting for your happiness and peacefulness now that you have compromised yourself to peace. Why I'm saying compromise yourself to pieces because a lot of people have given up aspirations for being ecstatic or blissful. If I'm just peaceful, it's enough. Even the so called spiritual leaders are going about and saying peace is the highest goal in your life. Peace is not the highest goal in your life. If you want to enjoy your lunch today, you must be peaceful. Yes or no? If you're not even peaceful, there is nothing in your life that you do in a worthwhile way. To be peaceful essentially means this that you're not messing your mind. To be peaceful means that your system is at ease. You know how to conduct your mind. You know how to conduct your emotions, your body, and your energy. You are peaceful. You are peaceful. It is not a rocket technology. It is the most basic thing. You have a dog at home, you give him his food, he sits peacefully. Maybe not ecstatic, but peacefully. Many times they're ecstatic also. Yes, if your dog is able to sit, please. Oh, he doesn't have to run my industry. That's not the point. He's got his own stuff. Going see it has nothing to do with the external activity that you're doing. It's got something to do with the internal systems as to how they're functioning. Essentially, it means either neither your body nor your mind or your chemistry nor your emotions nor energy or taking instructions from all you. They're doing their own thing. Once your machine is not in your control, being peaceful is impossible. I tell you. You get into your car and now you want to there and you want turn this way. You do this to the steering. It goes this way. Can you peacefully drive this car? Can you know anxiety is natural, isn't it? This is what has happened to your vehicle. It's out of control. You never done anything to find out where the steering wheel is first of all. Though this is not that simple. Simple as car. This is a super computer now. The problem is most people have not even bothered to find the keyboard. They think if they do this somehow, it will work music. When you're given such a heady machine, if you do not conduct it properly, it will properly. Forking. I want you to know this. This is made this way. If you hold your hands like this, it will breathe one way. If you just turn it around the very way, you're breathing back and it changes in your lung. You can hear me if you want. If you want to have the time, this way, this way. Everything that you do, fundamental changes are happening in this machine because it's such a sophisticated machine. It's more than a touch screen. If you just wish it, it will happen when you have such a sensitive and sophisticated machine and you are operating like a blacksmith, then being peaceful seems to be difficult. Peace is not the highest goal in your life. It is the most fundamental requirement. Don't ever set peace as the highest goal. If you do that, you'll only rest in peace for it to be peaceful. For is the first thing in your life. If you want to do anything sensibly, if you want to do anything sensibly in your life, if you want to do conduct any situation in your life sensibly to be peaceful and happy, is fundamental music. Anger happens to us, resonate happens to us. Know these things we are creating. We have the power to emote. We can make it joy. We can make it joy. We can make it excessive, but people have chosen to make it tension, anger, resentment, hatred. They have turned it that way. Now they will claim This is because life has been unfair to me. Life has not been fair to anybody. Life is simply rolling it for you to learn to ride it. Sometimes we are in uncomfortable situations somewhere. Sometimes we're in comfortable situations. Sometimes we are in situations where we know exactly what to do. And sometimes we're in situations where we don't know what to do. Sometimes somebody else. Into unfamiliar situations in your life, that means you are growing at a rapid pace. If you are in constantly in comfortable situations, that means you are a stagnant life. So if you look for comfort, if you look for a comfort zone, is it for a comfort zone? Maybe moment your thought. You with external stimulant, external stimulation that happens, what will you choose? You will choose a comfort zone. This means you will limit your life. So, the moment somebody can cause you pain or suffering, this means unknowingly you will make the very scope of your life. Very person loses this fear of suffering that no matter what happens, this is how I will be. If this assurance comes to you, then you walk full stride because whatever happens in the life around you, it will not really make you suffer once you are free from suffering. Only when you are free from suffering, when you're free from the fear of suffering, that is, when you will explore your life in full. You didn't mention, let one human being honestly say, when you are with your most loving and, and wonderful someone, dishonest human being, because love gets tedious, somebody's fondness gets very tedious, comfort gets tedious because the nature of life is it wants to constantly expand if there is no room for expansion. It doesn't matter you are kept in whatever I want to use because everybody uses the word golden, uses the word golden. I think golden palace is totally an aesthetic in my visual perception. I hate golden, but whatever is the most wonderful palace, whatever you will, it'll get all the heaven-bound people. People know how bored they will be with it within 3 days and place in that place. I'm saying it doesn't matter. It's not because something wrong with your parents. It may be most wonderful people, but the very nature of a human being is such only if you are a pet animal. If you have reduced yourself to that, you're just happy with the means that you're getting, and somebody is fondling you once in a way, and you're happy with that for that. That you must be a pet animal. You should not be born as a human being. Once you're born as a human being, it is natural. Wanting to break barriers, so when you're young, as a child or a teenager, you think barriers means they're all physical. Before you understand the barriers are not really physical. Whether you build your own house or you live in your parents' house or you live in a slave master's house, the house and walls are not the barrier. It is all within us before you realize that, or how soon you realize that will lead to transformation or frustration. I would say that literally no human being who is not confronted with a thought and an emotion like that, but they manage to brush aside. That doesn't bother them enough. Thought knowing doesn't tell that is the whole way to live of comfort, companionship, love, affection. You don't need any caution. So love is fun, love is enjoying your one. Why not? If it's a bliss. To be joyful, loving, peaceful as a human being, you end out with these qualities. So all those who deprive themselves of that, they either seek God or they settle for dog. Yeah, usually because they want to so demand music. Because flower, if you don't watch it for 2 minutes, it'll fall, it'll wither and fall right there. You want to let it fall, or you have to nourish it every moment, or you have to concretize it. That means you take a and keep it on your phone screen or that so essentially, well, I'm not against any institution because institutions are needed in the world to operate, otherwise there will be chaos. That is a different thing, but you cannot institutionalize joy or peace like Right now, we think United Nations is the institution for peace. No, no, you cannot institutionalize peace. You cannot institutionalize joy. You cannot institutionalize love or anything for that matter. The institutions are functional instruments in a given society. I have utmost respect for them because without it, people, a whole lot of people will know how to live. You, institutions, there is a government, there is a democratic process, there are a variety of things. All right, there are courts, there are parliaments, well, 90% of the time. Some nonsense may be happening there, but still, these institutions are important because without that, there will be total chaos. So, I'm not talking against institutions, but institutionalizing things that happen within a human being is a silly effort music. How do I enhance my competence? Say, let's say you want to run the field. Let's say you want to run a race. You want to run 100 meters. It's not run 100 meters. Work on right now. You have to work on your legs and lungs and muscle and everything, isn't it? So I want to become a great engineer. They might have produced hundreds of great engineers, still not all of them will become some. Because of their own individual attitudes and competence and whatever else, isn't it? So, whatever the institute can do for you, it is doing one foremost thing that you need to do, but to is to enhance your physical and physical. If you want to be able to do this, because if you want to be able to do this, if you want to be able to do this, working brain, just having a degree of engineering. Okay, maybe a passport to a job, but it is not a passport to success, isn't it? So, to have a working brain, which the engineering degree will not freeze. Usually, lots of degrees, when people acquire degrees, they freeze their brains, they think they have finished using it, and now they can rest it for the rest of their lives. It is not so. This is only enhance your capability. This is just an organized effort, high school, college. Why an institution? Otherwise, an institution has no other purpose. It is here to just to organize that possibility of striving to be of a certain competence, but that is a mass application. Thank you, but as an individual, your most important thing is you are as a human being. You are functioning at the fullest level. If that has to happen, there are other dimensions which one needs to explore. Unfortunately, though, these sciences and technologies for inner well-being have been the mainstay of this culture for thousands of years today. We are largely losing it for various reasons. We want those reasons because we want to imitate somebody else. We don't want to imitate our grandfather Topila anymore. We want to imitate from another country. Because of that, we are losing those things. But we should not. We have to bring it back into our lives. This is very much a part of the way the culture itself is structured, that it is structured, that it all about the human being see. This is the only culture which talks about which even an illiterate person in this culture is aware of that. You can actually evolve to another dimension of existence. Even if I go into your village and talk to an who has anything who's not heard any of this stuff, even to him, if I go, he will not ask me, give me a golden horse or something. He'll say he wants ultimate creation. Where is this fellow get? He wants ultimate this fellow. Get this, no, get it nowhere else on the planet. This is possible nowhere else on this planet is possible. There are possible that an authority will go. Illiterate person is thinking that he can break his present dimension of existence and go to another place, whatever that place is. So, this was bred into our culture so deep, we should not lose it. It was not just the idea there are technologies to become free. If you became free from the process of your people, free from the process of your body and the process of your mind, if you can sit outside of employed the way you want it, only when you have an outside access to it. We are social animal, a human being, social animal, and particularly in modern time, economy, environment, and many things heavily interdependent. In reality, unlike a thing past to sorrow, as the ancient time, more or less independent, self-sufficient. This will not depend on your interest or your future, not depend on other, no. Not completely change. So even from this selfish viewpoint, you have to take care of it. Wasting exploit, other cheating others, ultimately you suffer through this mischievous way. You may gain some temperature sort of benefit, but in deep inside you feel uncomfortable. Then eventually you truly become lonely person. Nobody loves you. Nobody loves you. Nobody respect you if you take care other as a human. Brother, sister, silly music. Then everybody become your friends of when you have truly trusted friend there. If you something you can ask them if you're becoming friendless, a lonely person, and when you're really facing some problems, nobody you can share. So ultimately we are a social animal. So even other animals, no law, no education, no religion, but you see they have some kind of sort of feeling their own individually. Survival depend on rest of the community or herds. So they work together. I am one of the individual out of 7 billion human being. If human being, arrested human being, happy, peaceful, I get maximum member. The rest of the world get trouble. How can I escape from that? And when that feeling when I'm people, one or two, one people or one person, or 10 people, 100 0, 10 0, 100 0. I always consider them as my brother sisters that brings me in mental level, completely relax if I feel I'm something different from them. Thinking open, reach out them as a close friend. The tremendous sort of benefit is a mind. Then others also feel no longer feel strange. Not that the human brought us like that, so that I think nowadays we really need it. We really need the youngsters. I think they know they just one child remain lonely, may cry and play with other children, feel very happy. Music, so this is human. So sometimes we've grown up. Then we always calculate if I make friendship with that, how much I get some. Then genuine basis of friendship no longer there. Destroyed basis of genuine friendship is trust depend on openness by that. So through these things we can train. And then a mental level, no matter what your physical level, busy on mental level, always calm, restful. Mental health, body health very closely. So the ultimate source of mental health is Walmartedness. That's my belief. Maybe wrong, my friend. I have to research more research.